Chapter 5: Biomes, Global Patterns of Life. As we mentioned earlier, biomes or ecosystems are broad areas of habitat with similar conditions. For terrestrial biomes, climate, precipitation, and temperature play an important role in determining which biome exists in any given area. Biomes are important because they determine the niches available for organisms to live. Terrestrial biomes. Biomes, areas sharing similar climate, topographic and soil conditions, and thus the same basic types of biological communities. Temperature and precipitation are among the most important determinants in biome distribution. Temperature-controlled biomes often occur in latitudinal bands. If you take time to review the map, you will notice that bands of color exist across land masses. These bands represent areas of similar precipitation and temperature. Because of that, they also represent the major terrestrial biomes. It is important to note that regardless of continent, if the climate is the same, the biome is also the same. If you know the average temperature and precipitation, you can predict the biome. As you can see, there are 10 primary terrestrial biomes. There are actually more, but these are the major types. Make sure to review each type and can tell what biome is being described based on key characteristics. Satellite measurements of chlorophyll levels in the ocean and on land. As with terrestrial systems, aquatic systems can also be characterized by areas of similar factors. However, unlike terrestrial systems, these zones are obviously not based on precipitation. Typically, they are based on salt, ocean or marine, or fresh water in depth and light penetration. Freshwater ecosystems are typically broken into flowing or standing systems. Rivers and streams are called lotic systems, while lakes and ponds are lentic systems. Lakes are typically broken into zones. The upper layer is the Epilimnion, and the lower cold layer is the Hypolimnion. These layers are separated by a distinct density boundary called the thermocline. Many of you may have experienced this when swimming in a lake in the summer. If you go deep enough, the water gets very cold very quickly. The bottom of the lake and river is known as the benthos. Organisms associated with the benthos are called benthic organisms. The nearshore area is known as the littoral zone and is often where people concentrate fishing. An illustration of layers of a lake, showing the littoral zone and open water. Wetlands are characterized by land being covered by water at least part of the year. Contrary to popular belief, they do not have to be flooded all year long. Legally, the EPA characterizes them as land that has been submersed at least 3 months of the year. Wetlands are important areas for many animals, especially migrating ducks, but also provide many ecological services such as water filtration and purification. These areas are also known for their diversity and are being protected in many areas. Wetlands. Conservation is very important due to rich biodiversity. Wetlands are the breeding grounds for birds, one of the greatest areas of concern for biologists. May gradually convert to terrestrial communities through succession. An illustration of wetlands. Swamp or wetted wetland, marsh, coastal salt marsh. As the human population has increased, the impacts on natural systems has also increased. Humans are responsible for the large-scale destruction of many biomes, especially those with agricultural or aesthetic value to us. For example, everyone wants to live on the water, but by doing so, many of our wetlands have been destroyed. Conversely, many of our prairies and forested regions have been converted to farmland. An illustration of human disturbance. The scope of the impacts can be staggering. As you can see, some systems are more than 50% dominated by human activities. The number one cause is most likely due to resource utilization in agriculture. However, the chaparral is heavily impacted because it is a desirable place to live, California and the Mediterranean. As population grows, the impacts will only increase.